Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Nights of the Round Table by 3ES and Boost Turku. So we were supposed to have a round table discussion. We do not have a round table, but we are here at the live studio here at Maria 01. And the cool thing is that we have part of the audience online, the speakers are in the studio, and part of the audience is watching live in another building of Maria 01. So we are like, it's a like properly hybrid event, and I'm really glad that these kinds of events are back, that we can finally talk face to face. So Nights of the Round Table by Boost Turku and 3ES. 3ESs, if you don't know, are Laurea ES, Met ES, and Access. So they're all like Helsinki ESs, except for us, for Boost. But we decided to gather here together and talk a little bit about our ES experiences here in Finland. And yeah, let's see how it goes. Thank you very much for joining us. The schedule is from 5 to 6. We're going to be talking here in a panel discussion. And then from 6 on, we're going to have a live networking session. So for those watching us at the other building at Maria 01, we are coming soon. Yes. So let's get cracking. I'm going to shortly introduce our panelists and then give them time to introduce themselves. So let's start from here. So we have John Samuel from Access Helsinki. John is one of the most active community members of Haaga-Helia, as I've been told. Yeah. So welcome, John, and tell us a couple of words, and then we can proceed.
Okay, thank you very much. Yes, I'm honored to be here. My name is John Samuel, a member of Access Haaga-Helia, studying international business in Haaga-Helia, and also running projects with the help and support of Access Haaga-Helia.
Right. Next up, Ella Järvinen from METES. Welcome, Ella. Ella is a second-year international business and logistics student, but first-year METES board member. Welcome, Ella.
Yes, thank you, and it's great to be here. Yeah, I'm Ella, and as you said, I'm a second-year IBL student in Metropolia and a first-year board member in METES. And this is also my first year doing Access, like ES community things, and it has been a great year for now.
Okay, so you're the newcomer.
Yes.
On the ES scene.
Youngest and the newest.
Yeah, we're gonna get back to that later. So next up we have way more experienced ESer. So my pleasure to welcome Rashid Atarua. He's chairperson of board at Laurea Entrepreneurship Society. Rashid, what brings you here?
Yeah, so as Ekaterina mentioned, I'm Rashid Atarua. And yes, I'm the chairperson of Laurea, yes. Actually studying in social services, and this is my third year. And everything's going well. Super honored to be here, actually. And super excited to have this panel discussion with you people.
Thank you, Rashid, welcome. Yeah. I'm reading here from the chat that people can hear me well, but the panelists have to speak up a little bit, so mind you guys. And then last but not least, as you can see, we have matching t-shirts. It's not a coincidence. We're members both of Boost Turku, so we have Venla Elovara. Venla, welcome, and please say a few words.
Yeah, thank you, and also happy to be here in the panel discussion. So my name is Venla Elovara, and I'm a board member of Turku Boost. And also I'm an alumni from Startup Journey 2019, and that's how I end up meeting this ES community and Boost. And I actually already graduated from HUMAC in Turku campus in December 2020, so now, yeah, 2020. So I'm not technically a student anymore, but I'm very active in university and this ES communities. Thank you.
Nice. Welcome, everyone. So now comes the interesting part. I have some questions prepared for you guys. Then there will be some questions online from those who are watching. And then at the end, we are going to have a Q&A session with our guests in the location. So prepare for many questions. And we start with the easy one. So basically, just tell us shortly about your ES experience, like what brought you, like how did you discover ES in your university? What brought you there, and like how you got started? So, John, do you want to start again? I promise at some point I'm gonna change the order.
Yeah, I'm very happy about this.
I thought it was going to be ladies first.
I am lady. I'm first.
Okay, yeah, so I started out in Nagahilia 2019, and then initially I was supposed to study entrepreneurship, but then during the period I was taking a couple of courses, and then one day I had to go to the information desk to ask a couple of questions, and then I was directed to the Entrepreneurship Society desk then, and that was when the first time I got to hear about Access. And I was really I was really lucky to have met really entrepreneurial minded people, and then through that way I got to meet Mikka Järvinen, and then from there I was able to meet other people also who are lecturers, students also in Access, and from there I took a couple of courses. I also had to speak with people who are already entrepreneurs, get a lot of information from them, what they have done, because I like to, I don't know if this is okay, I don't like to be challenged.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's definitely okay.
I don't like to be challenged. So when I see people who have succeeded in doing something, I was like, okay, hey, teach me, how did you do it? So I want to learn. So the eagerness, the willingness to learn, that was how I ended up with Access, and it has been quite an amazing experience with Access community. So, yes.
Very interesting. So how long are you with the community?
I've been with them now for 2.5 years, but not like I became quite really engaged lately with my startup and my project. Then I got to meet a very like-minded person who is as crazy as I am. His name is Tuka Ulalati. So he's a senior advisor there, and also a mentor. And it's like, yeah, it was like, there was a massive bond there, and the energy and everything. He has wealth of experience. So it was really good to actually really work with him. And then I got really involved in the community with him. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, not changing this time. So next up, Ella, what brings you to Entrepreneurship Society life?
Well, I started studying in Metropolia a year ago, and Metes is actually founded a little bit over a year ago. And they had this info about them and to gather up people in Myllyporo. So one of my friends went there, and after that he was talking about it like constantly and was like, you need to join and let's do this together and it will be fun and you get to experience a lot. And I was like, well, yes, let's do this. It's going to be great. And then we went to the Metes fall meeting and applied for the board. And now I have been here for this year for the board, and it has been a really good journey. A lot of ups and downs for me, myself, and it has been amazing, and I love the community we have and the people. We're like a family, and everybody gets to talk with each other, and it has been great. And at first I was thinking like, am I that really entrepreneur-minded? But then since I got to hear more and experience more and learn more, I was like, yeah, I want to do this. I want to innovate. I want to do things to like make myself better, and I like to challenge myself. So it was like a thing for me to really challenge myself and put myself out there and learn from that. And then I think I still have a long way to go, but I can say I'm still young, so I have time to do that. So that is probably my journey, and can't wait to see where it's going.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, exactly. And also Metes is very young. So
Yes.
so I think it's the youngest of the societies. So
Yes,
we are
it
all very excited also to see where Metes is going. We met at Shift this year in summer with some of Metes and listened about the story, how it was founded. So very excited for you guys.
yeah,
Like
and
me.
it's great, and it makes you like enables you to do a lot of things since we are new, and we are like still trying and learning what we want to do and how we want to help the students and just to raise the awareness of us. So that is still a work, but I think we have gone really far at the moment.
Amazing. Right. So Rashid, what brings you into the ES world?
The way I started was actually, I think it's pretty much different than most of the people. I was actually in the freshman parties, and I was like a freshers there, and my predecessor Suvi Lehtonen came to me with Laura AES Checkpoint, and she explained me about the Hatch Incubator program. And well, the only thing that I heard was that we're gonna teach you stuff about entrepreneurship, and you don't need to have any knowledge. And I was like, I'm in. Well, after that, I joined the Hatch Incubator, ended up winning it. After that, I joined the board. And well, it was 2019, 2018 then, and I'm still here. So I guess that things have gone pretty well for my behalf and for my journey in the Laura AS. So yeah, this has been a really interesting journey of mine.
Yeah, so we're gonna question you more about your chair position later, but for now you're off the hook. Yeah, and I come to Venla now, and Venla I see every 2 weeks in board meetings,
Yeah.
but mainly online because I'm here in Helsinki.
Yeah, I think this is the third time that we are actually
that we actually meet in the whole year, right?
And the fifth and now here, so
Yeah,
this is great.
this is very interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, but how did I end up to ES Community and Turku Boost? The short story or the long story? So, okay, well, I started studying 2017. I started studying community educator because I wanted to make my own business and understand how the fundings and all the networking and like how to do community educators work and have the qualification to do youth work. So that's a bit of different background than all the business studies people. But during the studies, there was this entrepreneur course among all the universities in Turku, where they put everybody to the same startup course together. And that's where I started to run my own business idea, the Studisco business, education services and education technology. So during that startup course, there was Rasmus was then working at Boost. So he was there like spotting us like, okay, people join the Boost startup journey, like who were pitching their ideas, like come there. And we're like, okay, why not? Let's go and see if the wheels go forward. So we took a part to the startup journey. That was a 10-week program, 2019 summer, and now I'm still here, stuck. That's how I got to meet up all the Boost community and all the people there, and then the board stuff came, and they were like, "Oh, do you wanna come to the Boost board?" And yeah, and that's how I end up here, and that's why I'm still here, even I have graduated. And
Yeah, so you have like this proper path. So you went through the program, you founded your company,
Yeah.
and now you're on the board. So like you did it all in a way.
yeah, in a way, and it's been very supportive, and have all the network and the experience. Like for example, sitting now today here, because in entrepreneurial life you need to go and talk and put yourself out there. So all this is actually also practice for us to be here in life.
Yeah,
That's how I
to
think
pitch.
it. Yeah, yeah.
Couldn't agree
To
more.
make the pitch always smaller. Some days 30 seconds.
Right.
Thank you.
Yeah, so this actually very well brings us to the next question. So the next question is how to make the most out of being of ES, and I think for everyone is like different. Like for me, for example, like I'm gonna shortly speak for myself. Like I was around Boost Entrepreneurship Society from the very beginning, from 2009, and I never was an entrepreneur, but I was always interested. And then I was already in Helsinki many years, but I was still connected, and then I got a chance to get on the board. So my path is quite different, I would say. But how was it for you guys? And now I'm gonna change the order. Now I'm gonna start from Ella, actually. So now it's like this, but from the next person. Yeah. So okay, you were recently, but like what opportunities already have you had with this, and what do you aspire to have from this? Like what's your hope to use this to the maximum?
I think the most opportunities we had at the moment are all these events, and hopefully getting more, and to have marketing, doing event planning. You can do a lot, and since we are still on the small side, you can join to different things and see what is your thing at the moment and what you really want to learn, and challenge yourselves. And I think for me, what I would like to do more would be like raising the awareness and teach the freshers and different degree sides about METES and how they can do it, how if they join, what they can do with us. And although you don't want to be an entrepreneur, you can still join and you can innovate and do things to help with your work life. Although you might not want to have your own business, you want to work for somebody, it doesn't matter. You can still learn the skills, and at the end, it's only useful for you. Not all of us want to join, of course. There's people who doesn't want to do that, but that's what I would like to do, to make people join and have to come see us, talk with us, have the talk, tell about METES, what we do, and just to make METES more known, probably. That's where I want to go now, and I have been doing tutoring now, and I will be a head tutor next year for the English degree side. So that's where I'm planning on implementing my METES knowledge and hopefully learning more skills there, and then pitching METES to different degrees and of course to the freshers who start.
Yeah, and who I hope are watching us now.
Yes,
at least
hopefully, at least some of us.
That was the idea, yeah. Yes, amazing, Ella, and then Rashid. So how did you make the most out of your journey so far?
How I did it actually was that I came in and I really had the lust for doing something and actually like grasp knowledge, so to say. So I think when you join Laurea ES, there needs to be that like a curiosity and like a willingness to do stuff. Because, example, whenever we have a project of some sort, we will post it out somewhere and ask people that who would like to join. We are not coming to your doors and like grabbing you with us in a way. We are doing it in a way that if you want to learn, if you want to build yourself, if you want to learn about entrepreneurship or anything like that, that is available for you when you join. So it's like not up to us in a way. It's up to you. If you are willing to put the effort, then you will get the best out of it.
Right. Okay, Venla, how did you make the most?
Yeah, I totally agree with that. You need to put put yourself there and say that you want to do this and you want to join all the events and things like that. But what I have most of the boost, like learning all the technicalities, like for example how board works. That was one thing. I went there to see like basically how does the meeting structure goes, because I've never been in those kind of things before, so it was nice to learn that. And also like for me personal, it was like learning also the finance stuff, see how people do the financing and the Excels and stuff like that, because I need to do that myself in my own company. So I was just like, oh this is how you do that. So those are just very basic stuff that I went to see there, and also network and communities. And one of the boost goal for this year was to like build bridges towards Helsinki, and now we are here. So,
Yeah.
so there's always these things that we can aim and we want to do, and then we just go for it and find the right people to do what they want to do. There's the people who likes to work, how do you say it, kulisseissa, like behind the scene. Yeah, and then there's the people who are like here on the stage. So we all need to find our own way to work, and we can be on our comfort zone. At least that's how I think in Boost we can be. Or if we wanna like put ourselves out there and test new things, and that's also a possibility to like have a safe place to learn.
Yeah. Yeah, I couldn't agree more. And also, my experience was that, like, when I started with the board work, it was like we had the opportunity to choose what we do.
Yeah.
Like, no one told us what to do.
Yeah.
We, like, in a way, we chose what we're gonna do on
Yeah,
this.
we had that in the onboarding.
Yeah.
Like our chairman was asking, like, okay, what do you want to do? What is your personality? Yeah. What are your skills?
Yeah, and I think that's great. Like, people can do the things that they like the most in the board. Yes, John. Now you're the last. Is it better this way?
One of the lights left.
Well, I believe that every human being has got these entrepreneurial instincts in them. We only tap into it at different time in our life. And I believe that every person, as humans, we are very curious beings. So, but the question now is, what are we willing to do with the curiosity? Some of us are willing to live a life of, okay, I wake up in the morning and just do what it is, then go back home and sleep again. Then some of us are willing to wake up to see, okay, what actually in for the day. So I think the ES community is built on a platform of helping to tap into that curiosity. So that is what this ES, if I'm not mistaken, either Metes, Access, or Boost, or L'Oreal, it's all based on helping to help you to visualize your curiosity. And for me, that was what it was for, because I'm a curious being. For me, if you tell me this is pink, and I'll tell you why. Yeah, that's me. That's my name. That is who I am. You can't tell me this is pink, and I'll tell you, okay, why? How did it come about? How did you get pink? So I'm a very curious person. So I felt I fit into that, school of thought. And at Access, it helped me to be able to bring to life my curiosity. And one powerful thing about it is the ability to network with like-minded people. And then you get to meet people who are experienced in the field, people who have done it, and you get to see how people are doing things and all that. So for me, it has been quite an amazing journey as well. And again, based on the things that I'm doing currently, I'm getting quite a lot of support from that. So that is one massive advantage of being there. And for the freshers, I would also agree to support that they should also try to at least come to one or two events and see. Like I said, we all have that entrepreneurial instincts. So maybe one or two events could just change everything. It could just, ignite it. That thing you get to discover yourself at the end of the day. So that's one amazing thing about the ES community. Yeah.
Yeah, let's hope our event gives someone like this opportunity. And by the way, we didn't talk. You're a CEO and founder of a company also, like Venla, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Can you talk a little bit about that? Because you're like true entrepreneur. You're not just on on the theoretical side.
Well, it depends on which of the company you're talking about.
Okay. Okay. Tell us more.
Well, I would just discuss basically on probably two. One of them is my consulting company. So with the consulting company, what I do majorly is because obviously, hello, I'm from Africa, from Nigeria. Nigerian by birth. So Nigeria is a country of over 206 million. And then the largest market in Africa. But I have seen living here over a decade, for me, I felt that it's sad that Finland is not tapping into the opportunities, that immense opportunity in Africa, and to be more specific, in Nigeria. And Nigeria, for example, when I talk about Africa, I try to be more specific. Nigeria is a country um, that has a lot of positive problems, meaning that it's a country where Finland can actually provide solutions. The solutions are here, but they are not seeing it, the opportunities here. You know, the media has this misconception of putting wrong information there. Well, that is why most companies are not going there. So that is what I do with my own consulting company. I help to consult Finnish businesses to tell them that, okay, these are the opportunities there. So I try to bridge that gap, helping them to connect not only matchmaking. Well, a lot of consulting companies do basic matchmaking, but I don't do basic matchmaking. I do more of like the entire value chain, the schooling, the educating, the cultural misconception, helping them to understand the cultural gap. The way Finnish businesses do businesses in other European countries, you can't have the same approach to Africa. So there's always that cultural gap that needs to be explained both sides and tell the Nigerian company that, hey, this is how businesses are done here. Hey, Finland, this is how businesses are done there. So I do a lot of that, and it has been quite really interesting. It's interesting experience so far. And that is that. Then the other one is the project that I've been working on so far that has really, really taken a lot of my time, which is AfriPro. AfriPro comes from my background as an ex-professional footballer. I used to play football, so I retired, then decided to follow my journey to education and all that. And then, because in Africa right now, there's a huge problem. There is no digital placement to be able to give African footballers digital visibility. What I mean that, okay, for example, everybody knows Temu Puki. You can watch TV, you can go online, you can find every information about Temu Puki, like every other one, like Ronaldo, like Messi. But what if I told you there are some footballers in Africa that are way better than Ronaldo? You don't know. But why? Because they don't have that visibility. Nobody sees them. Nobody knows about them. So, and one big problem with Africa is we don't have existing data. So we can't get information about it. So that is what AfriPro is all about. AfriPro empowers African footballers to be able to create their own profile on a platform that gives them the digital visibility to be scouted and monitored by football teams in Europe. So on the platform, you just go there, download the app, and basically put all your information, your videos, and everything. It's more like digitizing player acquisition model, like the existing one, because in Africa, we are lacking that digital presence. So majorly, like for example, if a team in Finland, let's say Hoiko, or like from Turku, like TPS or FC Inter, they need a striker, for example. Mm-hmm. And the way it works is that most football clubs, we have to call an agent and ask a question. Hey, we need a striker. They will ask the football team will ask the agent. The agent will like, okay, I have a striker. Then they will send the videos, and the team was like, no, we don't like this one. So it will take a lot of time for the team to find the right player. However, on AfriPro, the team will just simply download our app. They go there and they will see all the list of strikers. So they will just take their time, grab a cup of coffee, and just watch as many videos as possible. If you like, then you contact. But we are targeting African players because we felt that they don't have that visibility. Mm-hmm. So this is what I've been working on, and I've been doing this with an Access mentor, and he is a mentor and an advisor and a business associate at Tuka Ulalati. So he has been quite really, really supportive, and we have been doing quite an amazing work so far. And then because the platform helps professional footballers, amateur footballers, now we are now incorporating education into it. So basically, we are looking at an opportunity where we can also put football scholarship as well for African footballers. But we are really working on behind the scene on that. So everybody gets the chance. If you are not a professional, you are not playing the amateur level. If you are a student, you also get an opportunity. So yeah, for now, these are the ones that have been.
Wow.
working.
I mean, I guess there's more, but then we need a longer event to hear about all of John's. I think Venla had a question.
I
I saw
question,
that.
like, oh yeah, what was the question that you saw? But yeah, like I got curious. You mentioned that that we have like wrong information about Africa, and the media is talking wrong things. What are those misunderstandings that we have? Like I got very curious on that.
I went to do a test on today's Thursday on Monday, and then I met somebody. I had a class. I had a session with. No, we took a course together 2 years ago, and then he saw me and he was like, "Hey John, what's up? How you doing? How is that logistic project you are doing?" Then I was like, "Oh yeah, that's still going." But so we just chatted a little bit, and he was like, "Oh yeah, are you from Nigeria, right?" I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Oh man, so yeah, you see, so I heard that Nigeria is not safe with this kidnapping," and I was like, that's a country with 206 million. So you mean that everybody was kidnapped and all that? And then again, somebody comes again and say, "Oh, it's a country with terrorism and all that." And then again, somebody will say, "Oh, because you're in Nigeria, oh, I'm afraid to talk to you. I'm afraid to do business with you because of white collar crime. They paint it and all that." So the media has a lot of fun to say so many negative things about Africa in context. And this information are digested wrongly by especially most Finnish companies, that they don't do their due diligence, most important to do the due diligence. And then another funny thing the Finnish companies always do is that they are trying to go to an African country to establish market entry, taking a team of Finnish people. Like, are you serious? It's not possible. So you are going to Africa, you don't understand the language, you don't understand the people, you don't understand how they think, how they do business. You need somebody on your team that understands these people. So that is like, there was a time last year, one client contacted me that they are trying to build a smart city. They want to really go digital. They wanted to have, they want to digitize the driver license, to have it just like the way we have it here. And they also want to have their bus ticket digitized. They want to have the same thing. So I contacted a tech company here, and I told them about it. Then they were happy. Then my contact told the Minister of Information of the country, and they were really happy that I actually found them a team that has experience in doing that. Okay, so we now had a meeting, and they said, okay, now they want to present this to the president of the country, that they found this. And the Finnish company said that the African country needs to pay them to do the pitch.
Okay.
Yeah, so
That's
yeah.
But this is what you learn in these communities. You learn different cultures. You learn different ways how business work, how people work, and the cultural boundaries that there sometimes is, because this is very multicultural communities.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
like, no worries if you don't know how to speak English, you can always learn, and like me puhutaan myös suomea. But like, this is the beauty of like, okay, now we know that about Africa and Nigeria.
Yeah. So, but then again, it's always like the cultural like, for example, Nigeria is a country that has over 800 indigenous languages. Over 800. So you can imagine. So you can imagine that this is not the easiest country, but there is immense potential in Nigeria, for example, and if you could get 1% of the market share in Nigeria, trust me, you have the whole of West Africa. Because if you do anything in Nigeria and you succeed, you go to Ghana, they will say, if you ask them in Ghana, like, hey, we want to do this, they will ask you in Ghana, where have you done this before?
Yeah.
And if you say, we have done it in Nigeria, okay, please come.
Yeah, it's like, it
Yeah.
was in Finland, in Salo. Like,
Yeah.
what?
Exactly. So, but it's been quite an amazing experience, and right now I've been working quite a lot with a lot of Finnish companies, and they've really grown to understand the cultural differences. Now it's really clear to them. They see the opportunity. They know the opportunity. The Africa is growing. The potential are immense, but we just need them to just take that leap of faith, to go. But it's time.
Yeah, yeah. Like I have many other questions here, so I'm gonna. But yeah, we have more time for networking later.
Yeah.
So
We hear more about that.
yeah. Also, I want Venla to talk about her company, but in a minute. Other question that I have for all of you, and now we start with Rashid. So very good coincidence. So I remember when I was like considering going on a board of Boost. Our chair Juha, he posted this really cool promotional video about this, and he was like, if you come on ES board, you learn all of these skills. And he was like, and it was like great montage. He was like, project management skills, like something else, and then it was like leadership skills. So I want to talk about leadership skills, and of course, like if you're a chairperson, like you are, this is like, I think, because I think in Finland many associations and companies have boards.
Yeah.
So this is, I think, a great experience like for future to be on a board and how board works and so on. So I would like to ask you, like, is all of this true? Is it true that you're learning leadership skills as a chairperson?
I could 100% agree with that. It's like when you're the chair, I feel I have always said that being a chairperson of Lari has felt like being a CEO of a startup company or something like that. For most ESs, I don't know, but this is like I think that you feel the same. It's like you're like your board, everyone who is in it, you're like a big family of some sort. The way I'm seeing me as a chairperson is like whenever we have a conflict of some sort, whenever there's a disagreement, whenever we are happy together, you're always there like observing the people, and whenever people like, of course, people get into fights and stuff like that, and you act like a father or mother figure there, and like, you will get like a message like after like a midnight, and so this one did that and this one did that, and you're like, all right, we'll figure out it tomorrow. But for most, I 100% agree. Most of the associations, yes, they have the board, and the chairmanship that I'm currently doing and the board work, everything, they're usually following the same pattern with each like association. So if you get the honor of being like a chairperson of the board, like take it like straight away, take it. It's gonna be like a really interesting journey in a way. There's gonna be a lot of downhills, but the uphill is what matters in a way, because I've always told to people in my ES that someday I will sit back and like tap myself in the back that I wouldn't be here if I wouldn't have been the chairperson of Lari ES. So
Right.
yeah,
Awesome.
yeah, that is an investment for yourself.
Okay. Yeah, now let's hear it from Venla. Okay, Venla, you're not a chairperson, but you're a CEO of your own company.
Yes.
So leadership skills is not a strange subject to you. So
No. As a CEO, you are the leader and you have the team there. And well, yeah, it's been nice to also see how it works in this kind of NGO boards, the leadership. But yeah, it's the same. You have the team, you find the skills, you have the personalities, you make them match, and you need to have all the strings on your hands and have the structure, and also like what I think, like we need to lead with our own example. So if we want the team to work a certain way and be inspired and commitment, then we need to be as a leader very commitment and inspiring. So That's one of the main things.
Yes, and also I want to ask about your company a little bit because
Yeah.
we didn't tap into that.
No,
so
no.
tell us about Studisco.
Yeah, disco means learning in Latin, by the way, if you didn't know. That's
So
what-
nothing to do with disco.
No. We're
That's
bringing
nothing
disco
to
back
do
to
with
this
dancing.
meeting. But yeah, like what did you disco today? So yeah, I love using words. But yeah, we are a education technology company. We are making a education game to substance education. And at the moment, we actually have public funding for that for this year, and hopefully next week I will know if we have continuation money from OKM, opetus- ja kulttuuriministeriö. So let's see. So that's going to be a substance education game for the basic schools from 7th to 9th graders. And that's what I started to do in the startup course and startup journey, and had the support and knew that, okay, there's this industry called education technology. I was just there to like, hey, Santeri, is it possible to make a game? He was a programmer, so obviously he said yes. So, and then on top of that, we are building this career studio where the idea is that people in employment service could come to our services and make the game and learn technical skills during their employment service training. So it's a huge thing that we are building, and I would not be here without my team and without all the networking and communities I have around and been listening all the talented people and learning. So that's actually one thing that Boost gave to me during the startup journey. They gave the boost to go and talk people, like go there, chat with that, and like just have a meeting and call them and send an email. They're just people, talk to them. Like, they don't bite, and learn from them. So yeah, let's see how it goes. It's been now 2 years we've been building this, and yeah. So today we were just thinking with my colleague Kirsi Ekberg, like what are all the things that CEO in startup company like does? There's so many hats. So be prepared because it's small teams. Everybody needs to do everything. Find your own skills, own talents, and focus on those. And then there's those things like, okay, I don't like it, but I can manage. And then there's those things that you cannot do. For example, I cannot do programming. Just can't. But I can design the game. And then I have an awesome programmer, and I can tell him what to do.
Right.
So that's the thing. And as a leader, it's also the leader's responsibility to spot those skills. Even though the person doesn't know that they are good in that thing, and you can see it, it's your responsibility to give the courage that, actually, did you know that you're a very good speaker? Or something like that.
Right. Yeah, I'm thinking to skip John because I mean running 7 companies. He probably knows about.
Bring it on. I'm good.
Yeah. So what's your leadership skills experience like? Did ES bring you more, or did actual leadership in your companies bring you more of this? Like what was first?
ES taught me the theoretical aspect, and doing it was me applying what I have learned. And to be honest, one of the most important leadership skills, I would say, is having strong communication with people. People's management skill is one of the most, I would say, I don't know, I mean, if you guys have experienced that, because I sort of I saw a movie one time, and one guy came in pissed off with he owns a company, and he was so really pissed off with his employees. Everybody really were messing up, and his friend is a tech guy who is always sitting in the computer, and the guy was like venting, was angry, complaining about his employees, and he was talking for almost half an hour, and the only response the friend would say was like, "What? That was why I like computers. They just do what you tell them." So it was so funny because leadership has to do with being able to be water. You
That's
have
a very good
yeah.
vertaus.
Oh yeah.
Very
Yeah.
visible.
Yeah.
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 Oh, yeah.
the leadership skill is just has to be, you have to be water. You need to be able to fill in, no, you have to be able to fill in the gap. You have to be able to flow with everybody and all that. But the most important thing is one thing about leadership that I've finally gotten to understand is if you are a leader, especially as a CEO, you have a vision. One of the most difficult things that has to do with leadership is bringing the right team together. You might find the best tech guy in the world. You might find the best software designer in the world. You might find, the best HR person in the world. If the person does not connect to your vision, if the person does not connect to what you have envisaged for your company, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. If the chemistry is not there, it's not going to work. It's everything you do is going to be like you are talking to a wall, no matter how skilled the person is. So if you are lucky, you are able to find the right people who understand, who can see your vision, who have the same chemistry with you, okay? Go with it. Sometimes you might not have the best skilled person for a certain position, but you might have the most dedicated person. Now go with dedication. It's not easy to find.
Right.
If you can find a dedicated person, go with it. Trust me, it took me a long time to finally learn that lesson. And running a company, having over 10, 12 employees, it's and again, as a leader, you must be ready to take a lot of heat. You can't give your opinions in public, but people can give opinions about you.
Right.
So you must have thick skin.
Yeah.
You must have thick skin to take those criticism. If you lash back, then you make a mistake. So trust me, I've been there, I've seen it. So you must learn to take it. And I'm a big fan of Elon Musk. Okay, and Elon Musk said, he said that I did not go to Harvard, but I have people who went to Harvard working for me. And one thing he says is that he said, you need to find the best people in the best position, give them the freedom to do what they can do best.
Right.
Don't try to control. And micromanagement as a leader is not a good thing. Don't micromanage, otherwise you'll be burnt out. So all these things came a lot from, making mistakes. But don't be afraid to make mistakes. For me, I don't fear anything at all. I'm very bold, but I'm always scared not trying at all. So I rather try. If I fail, I don't see myself to fail. I feel that I either succeed or I learn. So, like
That's
I said,
a good approach.
yeah. So leadership,
Yeah.
like I said, goes like you have to be water.
Yeah, like I'm already like in my mind, I'm already like making quotes from this event. Like, you have to be water. Yeah, I saw that Rashid had a comment, so let's comment on that and then give floor to Ella.
So real fast with the vision is that the thing that we were struggling with my first company was that we started with the vision and we went forward and we kept moving forward, and at some point that the light, the tinder, went out, so to say, and I started to figure out that what happened in the path of ours, and I realized that the vision that we have had at the first has it had faded away, and now we are just doing for the sake of doing. Yeah, and then I went a couple of steps back and I started to realize that okay, we started this because of this, and that is actually the book, the Simon Sinek's book, Start With Why. And when you have your why, you know that you have the vision as well.
Yeah.
So really interesting topics you are talking about.
Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah, I didn't know you have companies also, but now let's. Okay, here we go.
Okay.
It doesn't say on my paper. You see, like
I'm a low key.
Someone like didn't do their homework. Probably was me, but yeah. So Ella, Did you get to experience, or do you think any leadership skills are going to come from this Entrepreneurship Society experience?
I believe that I will get more. I don't think I have yet have that amount, and still, I think tutoring was one thing that had learned me a lot about leadership skills and controlling 100 freshers who doesn't want to listen and all that, who doesn't know where they're going or something. It has been a journey for the last, I would say, a month with them.
No offense, freshers.
No offenses, nobody offended. Just you are lovely. I love you all. Great people. Yes, I love challenges. So no worries. Yeah, it has. At first, I was like, what I'm gonna do with these people? Like, how can I make them listen what I wanna say, and how can I make things clear enough for them to know where they're going or what they have to do and stuff like that. So it was like learning, and after a couple of days, you notice like these messages are not going through. Like nobody wants to read a whole bunch of text. They want to know where, when, what, and that's it. And if you start telling stories in the middle, you're like, poof, nobody remembers it. So that was one thing. And when you go somewhere and you have 60 people and you need to make sure everybody follows, and I walk quick. I'm like the one that is going, because I have used to being the one that's like running. And then I realized, like, hold on, like, my freshers are somewhere. And they just couldn't keep up, and I was like, okay, I need to slow down and walk with them. And then you start to notice things like this. And it's like, I feel that I still have a long way to go, but I feel like I have learned a lot in like the last year. And I have done synchronized skating for 20 years. So that has learned me a lot about like team and how you work with 20 plus girls who are teenagers or maybe older than that. And then you have a captain, and then you have a coach, and you need to listen to those people. But then still, you can say if you have something to say. And I think that's one thing with ES community and everything, work, life, everything, that if you have something you want to say to your boss or your leader, you can say it. I think you need to have the why, what they said.
Yeah.
Like why you want to have this opinion heard.
Right.
And I think it's important that you justify your thing. Like you cannot just have an opinion and be like, this is what I'm going to say, and that's it.
Yeah.
You need to tell why that would be a better decision or something. And as a leader, you need to justify everything you do. But also, if you have employees or whatever, you need to make sure that they can get their voice heard and have their opinions. And some of them might be the thing that makes your company rise up. And it's like the vision and what he said. It was like, that's what you need. You need to have the best people who work together as a group. Not probably the best one in that, but you need to make the group coherent and have everything in that group work so that you feel like a family, as you feel like an ES community. We're a big family, and then everybody can say what they want to say and nobody gets offended. That's like when you work in a company. You need to have the people that really work together.
I see Rashid is like, yeah, those people messaging me at
I
night.
literally got my cold shivers out of that. Like, whoa, that was so engaged.
Yeah.
You're a good speaker.
Guys, unfortunately, like I wanted to listen about Rashid's companies, but we are running out of time. I have here like great comments from the audience and questions. But first of all, like the last question, like I want each of you to ask and like maybe try to put it quickly. So what programs each of the communities has to offer to freshmen? Like what programs, what events, like whatever you want to like. Yeah, Venla is now going first, so.
Hey, Rad, you need to probably help me with the names.
I will.
So we have the startup journey. That's a 10-week program, but everything starts in autumn from this, and this is where you need to help me with. What was the name in the autumn program?
Elevate, but we don't have it this year, though. So
Yeah.
this year we have something just like series of events
Yeah.
and then we go to spring.
Yeah,
And then we have the marathon, and then we have pre-accelerators.
and then
yeah,
startup journey. So there's this like structure, and that is actually great in Boost. Why I like the way we work there and how the Boost structure is built. That there is this same stuff happening the same time of the year. So then students can know, like, okay, yeah, next year I can go to the accelerator, and next year I can go to the startup journey. So if you don't have the courage or the idea yet, so you know that it's happening again.
right.
And it starts with the 1 weekend thing, then it's 3 weeks, and then it's 10 weeks program. So you can start from the weekend stuff and then go all the programs, or you can straight go to the startup journey program like we did.
Yeah.
So yeah, those are the main things that we have. Then there's all these other, for example, the side event in SIFT, we have the meetup.
Yeah,
And
that
all
was
these
great.
small little things if we have little ideas what fun we want to do. But like these are the biggest.
The
things.
programs.
Yeah, the programs.
Right. How about access? What programs do you have?
To be honest, I've been a little carried away with my projects. It's
Okay.
been quite a very tough period. I had a lot of time like taken away during validating my projects, so I'm really not so familiar with the programs that have been lined up so far. But if they are quite people interested about the program, well, it's always on the page on the website there. But I can't really say what's the next upcoming programs that have been lined up at the moment right now.
Okay, that's
so-
okay. I mainly know. I would help you. I neither know, but I'm very interested in Access events. Like I'm always following.
Yeah.
So Access has great events and like different kinds of events also. But
Yeah, there are various events that are lined up, but I can't really tell
Yeah.
when is when, which is coming before which. So unfortunately for now.
okay, so Access freshmen, check on the website. So Metas, I think you're quite new guys, so you don't have programs yet. Is that right?
We don't have like good programs. We have the lab,
Mm-hmm.
and that's finished for this year, but we are starting a new one, and that is the biggest one we have at the moment. And then we do Unreal Meetup with XES and Laura ES, which is networking, and they're now online, but they are good events, and I recommend everybody to go and visit. It's really cool. And hold on, we have the Metas hangout next week. Join us in Myllypuro. I recommend.
What
That's
day?
fun. On Thursday.
Thursday. All right.
Thursday. But yeah, we don't have like super precise programs yet, but I think we are going towards that.
It's coming.
Yeah,
Right.
great things are coming.
Yeah. And it takes time to build up
Yeah.
the structure. Like Boost has had this like many years.
Since 2009, we're
Yeah, so
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
why it's.
Yeah,
So
and then
build
you
up,
can see what the members want and the students
Yeah.
want,
Yeah.
and you get to learn what
Yeah.
the community wants, and you get to build
Yeah.
up for there, and then make it every year to like
Yeah.
develop the programs and stuff like that. So I think it's important to listen up what everybody wants and
Yeah.
make it from there.
Yes,
Okay,
it's
so
fine.
yeah.
No worries, it's cool, it's cool.
Yeah, so looking forward to learn what Metas will have to offer and come on Thursday. Then Rashid, you're the chairperson, so I suppose you know
So names of your program and events.
and
All
dates
right.
like for the next year.
All right. So for the freshers and the people who are interested about learning, what do we do and what happens inside of Laura ES, we have off the clock OTC. We usually have that like each and every month, but we are working on that. Then we have the pitch and beer. We usually gather around in a bar of some sort. We will have a pitching event there, and then we have a karaoke pitching. It's in a way,
Oh.
it's an interesting topic. It's in a way
Okay.
that you go to the stage, you have the mic, and to the screen they will like post some word about, example, the problem. It's like children are falling off That's dark.
Yeah, that was dark, but okay.
Yeah, there's a problem, some problem, and then you need to pitch it out, and then there's like a solution, and then you check it out, and you're like, okay, and then you need to improvise, and that people have loved it super much.
That sounds fun.
Yeah, and then we order pizza there, and everyone has fun and stuff like that. Then we have the growth talks and growth works. Growth talks is about like it's usually like a webinar in a way that there is some people who have like extreme skills of some sort, like in every area. We actually had one about blogging last week, and people are coming there and talking about their experience and like teaching you new stuff. Then we have the growth works, which are like a twin of this growth talks, and the growth works is more like a workshop, like an online workshop where you get to like know everything inside of entrepreneurship and startups and leadership and basically everything. Then we have the Hatch Incubator that I mentioned about before. So basically, if you have any like a new innovation or anything like that, you can apply the Hatch Incubator. You don't need to have any like a business knowledge or anything like that. I didn't, still got in. The idea was actually mental health application, just to mention it out. Then there's we can talk about that. Then there's a Cambridge Venture accelerator program, which is actually like usually happening after Hatch. So there is a possibility that if you get in the Hatch, you will most like if you win it, and if you're in the second place, most of the time you will get the Cambridge Venture camp like automatically. But the Cambridge Venture accelerator program works in a way that there is a 1 week of intensive course in Finland where you learn stuff about entrepreneurship and startups and like everything concerning that stuff. And after that, we will hop on the plane and we will go to Cambridge to 1 week. And there, like super famous people are like teaching us there that how to do this and how to do that. And we have workshops and like a networking. And usually there's this like super formal dinner that you need to wear like this evening suit, and it's like it's really interesting. It's really interesting. At first, when you go there, you're like, so how is people? But you know, I mean, well, it's people are like, okay, so we're all humans here. We all have like a humor and stuff. So yeah, I think that was like most of our like events. We have actually another like unofficials that has not been published yet. You will hear about them more later. But yeah, that was our event.
Plenty.
Yeah,
Yeah.
events in a way.
Yeah, also I think you have like L'Oreal lunch or
Yeah,
something like that.
launch actually. It's in the LinkedIn, and people are joining there, and they are having this like people are like networking there. They are like giving out tips and stuff like that. Example, if you guys join there, you have this like problem with your company or problem with your ES or everything basically. You can go there and ask that. So how would you solve this problem? And people are like, actually, I'm the CEO for this and this and this company, and they will like help you out. And we actually have the coffee talks as well in YouTube. That we are inviting people and having like 50 to 30 minutes coffee talk with people, and we are live streaming it usually in our YouTube channel. So go check it out.
All right. Okay, so wow, like Laura has a lot to offer. Yeah. So this was very interesting. Now I'm supposed to Emilio, who is in another building, is supposed to send me questions in the chat from the audience. Let me check if he has already done so.
So now the hardest part.
Yeah.
Not yet. Okay, so I'm gonna wait for the questions a little bit, but like next up, so we're gonna do hopefully the online questions here, and then next up we're moving to another building and doing in-person Q&A, networking, and pizza there.
Yeah.
So that's the plan. So people who are watching online, unfortunately, are not getting the pizza, or you can like really quickly come to like while we're talking, you can like really
Join us.
really quickly come to Maria 01. Turku people, unfortunately, not gonna make it probably, but Helsinki people can. So yeah. Okay, yes, coming some questions. Someone asked about how the 3ES collaboration started. That's actually very interesting. I don't know that either. I just...
Damn. Okay, the way I actually heard about the 3ES event or this whole collaboration was that I was actually here at Maria 01, And my vice chair Lotta, we were like normal board members then, but she talked about that. Okay, no one knows about this yet, but I need to talk to you. I'm like, okay, okay. So what is it? And she explained me about this whole collaboration and funding and stuff, and I was like super curious about it, and that is basically the first time that I've heard about it. And at first, usually when this like big like stuff is happening, most of the time, not saying every time, but most of the time, it's talk, and then it fades out in a way. And suddenly Lotta is like, so I'm gonna work on it on a while, and let's see how it goes. I'm like, okay. And suddenly Lotta comes back like, okay, so now we are in the like this whole collaboration, like, so it didn't fade out. So for my opinion, for my summarized opinion, that's the way it happened.
Okay. So I, for example, I learned about the collab already, like I think last year or something, and it was very interesting to me because in Turku there's only one Entrepreneurship Society. It's us, so there's no one to collaborate with.
It's a bit different because like here in your own uni you have your own ES community, but in Turku we are funded by different universities. So because it's a smaller city and smaller area, so Turku Boost is representing of all the universities in Turku. So that's why we are now here in Helsinki to collaborate you guys, because it's just us in Turku.
Yeah, very interesting. Let's see. Yeah, I have here, like there's a save in the chat, like Rashid has been there the longest, so let's hear it from him, and we did hear it from him.
That was great.
Let's see if we have more questions. I don't think so. I see typing. Let's wait a little bit.
Okay.
Take a drink of water.
It'll be easier next time, please.
Waiting.
Yeah, it's like the cricket is like
Yeah, like I have my own questions, so if you people
can
don't
do
send
that.
me questions, I'm gonna go with my own.
You can
Yeah.
ask that in the meanwhile.
Okay, here comes. As a new student, give one main reason to join an ES. Like one.
For my opinion, you should join ES if you want to like develop yourself. Like that is like that is the only thing that you would like to do. Why are you coming to like university in the first place if you're not developing yourself?
I'm gonna say networking and friends and community. That's totally the people there.
Okay, so who wants to go next?
I have to agree with both of these, but like yeah, but the developing and challenging yourself is one of the things why I did it, so that's why I would say. But the networking is really important too. So there is not, at least I would say, there is not one thing only why you should come, but
If you need to choose one, for me it would be the
self-development, yes.
Right.
Yeah,
John?
most definitely. I think everybody's spot on. Like I said earlier on, it's about curiosity. Are you curious? Are you a curious person? So why not join? And then the development comes, the networking comes. Like Rashid said, it's what's the point of being in university if you are not ready to develop yourself? So it's really important. So yeah, I think the ES community is I think it's a powerful community that helps you to discover yourself if you are curious minded. You don't have to be an entrepreneur. There are many ways that you can develop yourself in the end.
Like we said, there are many
Yeah.
skills to learn.
Yeah, so many skills to learn. There is too many.
I actually have one thing like like what is cool with the community and the same-minded people, because in ES community, at least in my opinion, it's okay to talk about work. Because that's what we love. We do work what we want to do, and no one is like, oh, just shut up and don't talk about work. It's like here you can talk on your passion and what you do, and people are interested on your passion and your vision, and you can be interested on their and curious their vision. So that's actually one concrete thing why I like it's okay to talk about work.
And you may learn something from it.
Yeah.
From others when you hear
Yeah.
their stories and when
Yeah.
you tell yourself, you will educate the others
Yeah.
while you educate yourself.
Right. So someone stole my question. I just wanted. Yeah. So can I get study credits from doing ES activities or attending programs? For the Boost, I'm gonna say yes.
Yes,
We
at
have.
least in the startup journey, it's
Yeah.
possible.
Yeah. So
I
like instead of taking yet another course at
Yeah.
university, you do this and,
Yeah, you need
and
to
you
just
get
match it. I
study.
think I did the innovation course study points,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
it depends on your
Similar things
uni,
too.
so you need to check on that. But do you guys have?
In Laurier, yes, we have availability to get 15 credit points. 5 comes from the Hatch Incubator program, 5 comes from Cambridge Accelerator program, and 5 comes for like a voluntary, like a board work or like a community work. But it needs to be like approved in a way, so you just do not join as a supporting member and like yeah, I have been in Laurier, yes, like 1 year and can I have my credit? You need to actually like do something and post it to me and we'll post it forward and you will get your credits. So.
Nice.
Yeah, I think we have the same, and then but you need to work out with your own program that what you need to do to get the credits. Like you cannot just come and be
Yeah.
like, yeah, I got the credits. Like you need to do the work on your own to figure out how you can implement them in your own degree.
Ah,
Because in
okay.
Metropolia we have so many different degrees, so
Yeah.
how can you
Yeah.
get the matching stuff that you need?
That has actually been pretty interesting for me because, as I mentioned before, I'm studying social services, so it's like a completely opposite of like most of the entrepreneurship and stuff like that. So people are usually like, "So you're studying social services?" I'm like, "Yeah, that's actually a pretty interesting, interesting field." And most of the people are studying business, international business,
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it's interesting to see stuff from like another perspective, so to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like community educator. So.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
so we're different.
Yeah, we're different. But it's possible to find in those studies also courses that matches because there is entrepreneurship like everywhere nowadays.
Yeah,
so.
like in every
And
field you
innovation,
can be
TKI
entrepreneur.
osaaminen is
Yeah.
one of those. And
Yes. So I'm not gonna ask John because he probably doesn't know. Or do you know?
What?
Is there like credit points?
Yeah,
There
yes,
is.
Yes, of course.
Okay. So I'm gonna go with one last question from the chat, and then we need to move to another building because people there, like I have here in the chat from that building that they also want to ask their questions, but they can't. So yeah. So one last one. How do you balance your work, study, and social life?
so this is why I love
That's like
it.
$1 million question.
You don't?
I actually like before I came here, I had actually a meeting with my tutors like a teacher, and we looked at my like study credits and stuff like that. And well, I can easily say that the chairmanship and the schoolwork they are not like they cannot like coexist in a way. So you need to decide. You need to decide, and I decided, and my friends are graduating, but I still have some roads to take. But with the companies and with the school and with the works and it's let's say in a way that sometimes it can get like a really hectic. But I think if you're like a uplifting person and if you just believe in yourself, everything is possible. So go
Yeah.
for it. Go
Yeah.
for it.
Time managing, having a calendar.
Oh.
That's the trick. Like actually, so then you don't need to like remember, what to do, when to remember.
Right.
So
Yes.
if you get into that cycle, then it's like okay, you're out of it. So time managing, calendar, and I actually had one practical thing when I had this startup journey. Studies to work and this hectic autumn of 2019 after the startup journey, I organized my clothes. So work clothes, study clothes, entrepreneur clothes. Like so, when I woke up in the morning, like 6 a.m., like oh, where I'm supposed to go? Like okay, I take those and I take those. I had bags organized. So before I knew that the hectic autumn is starting, I organized like my home the way that I can just manage. Yeah.
I need to try that.
Yeah, and then I can put like because I like my background is a hairstylist. So I still used to work in there. So I need to have like different kind of how do you say it, like duty when you go to work. Yeah, style and the mental state when you go to work. If you go to hairdresser, you're like that. If you go to school to work with teenager, you go like that. And so with the clothes, I also did this mental help to myself. Like, okay, I'm wearing these clothes. Now I'm going to that stage and now there. And so that
Okay,
was
like
my
putting
trick.
on the hats,
Yeah,
right?
putting on the hat.
Entrepreneur hat.
8 o'clock there, 2 o'clock there, 6 o'clock there, and just changing the hats. So that was my trick to survive the autumn.
So John, how do you balance all of your initiatives?
I don't think there is a way to describe it that would make sense.
I like the honesty.
Yeah.
Because myself, I am more like a little bit of an enigma, so more like a mystery how I handle even my colleagues, my friends. They've all said the same thing. How are you able to keep up with your grade, your business, and doing this and doing that? And also, I'm a single dad, so with soon to be a teenage daughter, so you can imagine. But then, to put it in words, it all starts with two things: centralized health awareness and compartmentalization system. So what I do is basically I put something very important, which is me, which is what I mean by centralized health awareness. If no matter how good you are in arranging things and all that, which of course I really like, which is really good, but if you are not healthy here, you can't do anything.
Right.
You can't, because you need to first of all be aware that a lot of things are connected to you. If you break down, everything around you breaks. So first of all, you need to learn to be very selfish.
And self-awareness.
Yeah, so you have to be very, very selfish, meaning in the sense that you have to be selfish to focus on you first. You need to be healthy first.
Right.
So it means that, are you having enough sleep? Okay, are you exercising? Are you making time for yourself? Then that is where the energy comes to be able to do this and do that. Then I compartmentalize, then I prioritize what is most important first. So running various businesses, running various companies, running various projects, and then with my studies, with my personal life, this has been the best way for me to actually really approach them. But most importantly, I try to focus on myself. And one very important thing is you need to know your limits. If you don't know your limit, you will burn out. And when you burn out, it's for some people it's easy to come back from that. For some, it's not. So you need to know your limit. In everything you do in life, you have to know your limit. It's all about that. There are some times that I could spend like 18 hours on the computer actually strategizing, making research and all that, and I forget to eat. I've had coffee like the whole day. So and I remember that I've only had coffee the entire day, and this thing happened to me for like 5 days. And the only time I was able to eat was probably just grab something, and probably sometimes the closest has always been banana, because the hunger is there, the passion is there. You can see everything, putting all the dots together, and I tend to forget that, oh, I'm actually supposed to. So I began to have that self-awareness, then know my limit. How much hour do I need to work? Then I just close everything. Even if the whole thing needs to happen really fast, you have to know your limit, because like I think Rashid said it, mental awareness, this it's becoming a thing now in the society, which is really good. Anything can trigger your mental health, so it is very important to focus on you first. You have to be selfish for your health first.
Yeah.
Then you have the energy to do.
Right.
So
But
that's what I do.
That also comes to the leadership. If we go back to that,
Yeah.
as a leader, like also knowing like what are, for example, the communication tools your team has. Do you have all the work communication in the WhatsApp where people also have their personal life communication and the study communication and the work communication and all the communication? Or do you as a leader think that, okay, our work stuff is here, so I only check them when I'm working and then I have my personal
Right.
stuff in here? So it's quite small things. Do you like give your team the communication guidelines, so you can your job is to check your emails from 9 to 5. If it goes after that, it's like emergency or crisis situation. So if it's just a normal random, like, okay, do you like the color of this character like this, then no one needs to check that 8 o'clock in the evening, so that was the daytime. But that's the leadership and the leader's responsibility to give those guidelines, because that helps the team to keep their head around and make those limits. Like, you need to know your own limits, especially when you're still studying and doing multiple stuff.
Yeah.
But as a leader, what you can do is to support your team with giving them limits.
Yeah. Yeah, burnout culture is very like, it's a big problem in entrepreneurship societies, and I agree that it's good that we talk about that. But for example, in Boost programs this spring, we even had like yoga sessions during the weekend hackathon.
Yeah.
So people actually had scheduled time to like rewind, and like, because hackathon are very hectic. So
The weird part is that I used to own a gym,
okay,
and I had.
did you go there though?
Of course, I used to own a gym for 2 years, and I had over 6 yoga teachers, and I never attended one session.
That's why I asked, because that happens.
Not one. And guess what?
Yoga
I
time.
began to regret later that, oh my God, I really need yoga.
You had it all.
I had it all. Like,
Okay, Ella, you said you don't. Is this your final answer to this question? Or-
Probably with my life, yes. I do school, I do work, I do methods, I do synchronized skating, I have a dog, I need to see my friends, my family, try to be home at some point, try to sleep, eat, and then studying at campus online, then doing work, and it's like, you need to time manage. You need to do everything they said to make it work. And then,
What they said.
Yes, that's like the thing. It's weird, but then like you need the time too to be home,
Right.
sit on the couch, watch TV, and nothing else.
Yeah, and you have the right to take that time.
Yes.
that's why you have
That's
to be
like, I think,
selfish.
Like
yeah,
the email
like
can
you-
wait.
Yes.
There's a human being behind the email.
Yeah.
They can wait 2 days.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
or
just-
the next day,
Yeah,
or
you
like.
just, just be selfish. You just have to be selfish.
And you
It's-
need the days off
Yeah.
too, because I did that for the first year of studying. I did school from Monday to Friday, and I worked every Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Oh no.
And then I did friends, studying, everything. And at the end, after 2 months, you're like, you don't care anymore. You're like, I don't want to do anything.
Yeah.
And then you sleep 2 days, and you're like, mess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you need the days off, and it's okay to keep the days off, because nobody can work with 4 hours of sleep
Yeah.
for a week.
Yeah, and the world doesn't collapse. I actually had like one month ago, my appendix got infected. I was in surgery, and we are at the moment organizing a event, making the game, and building the SaaS platform and selling services. So, and I was like off the game, like
Right.
2 weeks, 1 week in hospital, 1 week in home, and then the third week sick leave. But it was like first I was the panic in the ambulance, like, oh shit, it works. How can I manage this? But then I had the team. The first Monday after the surgery, I organized the calendar, delegated, and checked like, okay, what can I move away from 2 weeks? And the world didn't collapse. Company is still running. People
Right.
were working. The team was working. I'm like, okay, we survived. So nowadays, like, okay, like I can take a break in this evening. So always remember that, like, you don't want to end up to the hospital bed.
Nope. Okay, guys, I'm gonna wrap this up because we have, first of all, we need to take care of ourselves and go have some food.
Yes.
Second, there are still people with questions waiting for us in the other building. Unfortunately, we are not going to be streaming from the other building. So for our online audience, we thank you very much for joining us today, and please check out all the websites of our amazing entrepreneurship societies. Enroll, yeah, Boost, exactly, and 3S. Yeah, like please enroll in the programs, like subscribe, go to on Thursday to Metes hangout, like do things. Like 1st of October is tomorrow, and I think the restrictions are down for live events starting from tomorrow. So let's socialize this fall. Yes, thank you very much. Amazing crew from Laura, yes, behind the screens, by the way. You don't see them, but they did all the hard work for you to be able to see it. Yes, thank you very much, and see you later. See you in other events. Thank you very much. Thank you, panelists.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's great.
Ooh.